Hello, everyone, and welcome to part 2 of how to write an introduction. In this video, we will talk about how to write background information. What is background information? Background information is basic details about the topic so the reader can understand it better. It explains what the topic is, why it is important, and any facts people should know before reading the thesis statement. Let's see some examples of background information using the topic Students Should Learn English in School from Introduction Part 1 Hook. All the hooks in this video are from the introduction video about how to write a hook. We will use those to guide us in creating our background information. So let's add background information to this hook. Remember, we are explaining everything the reader needs to know to understand the topic. Our hook says, what would the world look like if more people embraced learning English in school? If more people learned English, it would be easier for them to talk to others from different countries and share ideas. Our background info says, English is spoken by people all over the world, so knowing it can help people make friends everywhere. It can also help people find jobs more easily and help them find information online, since a lot of websites are in English. Learning English could even help people travel and feel more confident in new places. Our next example says, what challenges might arise if students learned English in school? Students might feel frustrated if they don't learn as fast as other students. Some students might have trouble with words, spelling, or pronunciation. If they don't practice English outside of school, it can be even harder. This can make students feel left out or worried about their progress. Our next example says, how would people feel if students were required to learn English in school? Some people would feel happy because it would help them in the future, but others might feel upset if they prefer to learn their own language. In many countries, schools teach students different languages, and English is one of the most common languages taught around the world. People think it will give students more job opportunities when they grow up. However, not everyone agrees with this. Some worry that if students learn English, they might forget their own language or feel less close to their family and traditions. Now, let's move on to surprising facts. We have two examples. Our first one, here's something surprising. Young children are usually better at learning new languages, including English, because their brains are more adaptable. Young children are good at learning new languages because their brains can change and grow more easily. This helps them understand new words and sounds faster. As kids get older, it becomes harder for them to learn languages as quickly. Our second surprising fact says, studies show that around 1.5 billion people speak English worldwide. This makes English one of the most popular languages in the world. Many countries use it for business, travel, and school. Since so many people speak it, knowing English can help people communicate with others from different countries. We have just a few more examples. I want to remind you that your background information needs to connect to your hook. Make sure everything flows well. Don't suddenly start talking about this random topic that has nothing to do with your essay. You will lose points. So let's look at our interesting idea. Imagine going to a new country and being able to talk to almost everyone. People would have an easier time exploring new places and talking to new people. People wouldn't have to worry about getting lost or not understanding what others are saying. This would make traveling more fun and exciting because travelers could talk to almost everyone they meet. Being able to speak the language would also help them learn about the culture and try new things without feeling confused. Finally, we have our quotes. So we have two examples for our quotes. Our first quote says, "One language sets you in a corridor for life. Two languages open every door along the way," says psychologist and educator Frank Smith. So like I said in the previous video, make sure you understand your quote. So this quote clearly shows that we agree with the topic. So your background information needs to show that you agree with the topic. We said, learning English in school can open many doors for students in the future, just like Frank Smith said. Knowing more than one language helps students connect with people from different countries and cultures. It also gives them more job opportunities and helps them understand the world better. For our final hook, it is clear that this is a quote that disagrees with the topic. It says, David Crystal, a man who is an expert in language and communication, says that learning language in schools often follows an approach that may not be suited to every student, particularly if they're struggling with the language from a young age. So, because our quote disagrees, our background information needs to make it clear that we also disagree. So we explain David Crystal is a well-known expert who studies how people use language. He says that learning a new language in school can be difficult for some students because not everyone is the same. Everyone learns differently, so it's important to find the best way to help each student understand the language. In our next and final introduction video, we will talk about how to write your thesis statement.